All right, today is May 19th. It's a Thursday. I know I challenged Tracy Cundiff to a race this Saturday, but it's probably not going to happen as my motor is still sitting right there on the ground. What is going to happen today, though, is Alan's going to come by. We're rebuilding some of his roll cage because it's getting into his tires, specifically around the fenders. His roll cage is getting into the tires, so we cut all that out. We're bending some new tubing for that. So we're going to get some of that done today, and also I'm going to go ahead and rebuild the Bryn tranny, so when I finally do stuff that in, the transmission will already be ready to go in. All right, I better get to work. Plenty to do. Yeah, 93 and a half. Because when you get down to the bottom here, it has to be this.
Okay, so I need to be 25 here.
93 and a half. And what is it supposed to be?
112, so I need to be 25 and a half.
How'd you get to, 90 degrees plus 22?
Right, yeah.
So we got off on the pipe bending a little bit. It's a little twisted. As we were making the bump bends through the radius, we got our angles off. So we're gonna approach it in a different manner. We're gonna make that first rotation in this bend over here, and then we're just gonna mark the top of the pipe for the next 8 bends because there's no rotations necessary. It's kind of hard to do on this machine. The machine needs shimmed, so it like leans this way 3.5 degrees that you have to compensate for. And also the further the pipe gets out, there's all this play in the machine, so it's really hard to measure out here at the end to keep all the angles right.
But you made the first one, it all went good, but this one had that weird angle.
Yes.
This other pipe.
Yes, well, because this one has this weird angle outwards,
Right.
and as you move your angle finder, it changes. So I think marking the top of the pipe is going to work just fine.
Yeah.
So there's $30 down the drain, or whatever the hell it costs you.
Probably more than 30 bucks now.
I'm sure it is. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. When it tightens down, it should go back in.
No, it's not moving.
It is on my end. It rolled right in. It rolled right in on my end. You're going to need some inches 3/4 though. You're going to need some inches 3/4. I did.
Now we're like 6 foot too short.
I'm glad we cut it in half, aren't you? And it's hidden somewhere in here. I think we just cut a piece out of here. Shorten it up. But we can take some out of here or lower it down pretty good. All right, folks. As you may know, Team Solano does sell Bryn clutch packs. They are these guys right here. It's going to come with your frictions, your steels, rear bushing, and if I can get it out of there, rear seal. So you get all your frictions and steels, seal, and a bushing. All right, we're going to take apart mine today and redo it. This is out of the 003 car. It ran the 600, the Waco Enduro, and several little races in between. Bryns don't really like hard takeoffs, so Enduros are really hard on the clutch packs, which is kind of why I started buying them and selling them, because I can sell them a lot cheaper than Bryn. So anyways, they're good clutch packs. Now, what I run in mine, I know if you go to Bryn's website, they'll tell you run like Type F and a couple other things. Honestly, I've had the best luck. I saved my used motor oil, which is not Rotel-T. It is AMSOIL 2050. I just happen to have Rotel-T jugs laying around. So I saved my used oil out of the engine, and that's what I use in the transmission. And so far, that has been the best fluid for these clutches I've found. They seem to last the longest with that. All right, Let's tear this thing apart and see what it looks like inside. Not too shabby. The Lone Star 600, there was a couple of takeoffs that I was particularly hard on this clutch. I mean, I was wide open throttle on a first gear takeoff to a shift. Just because at the 600, I'm like a 5-something final drive. Anyways, hard on clutches, the takeoffs, hard takeoffs. All right, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and then we're gonna throw it back in, throw it all together again. All right, guys, it's all cleaned up, kind of oiled up now, but ready to go back together. All your Brin and Burts are going to take either 5 or 6 of these clutches and steels. Just depend on your measurements, your model number, all that stuff. Mine takes all 6 and 6. Now, what I like to do is you're obviously going to want to put your big, thick piston in first, but so that my frictions do not wear out the piston, I like to run a steel plate first. That way that first friction disc wears out this steel plate first, not my piston. And then you just alternate friction steels, and you should end up with a steel on top, or a friction on top. The last thing in here should be a friction on top, which is going to engage this piston right here. That's it. It's done. Ready to go back in the car.